No. Do you talk about me to them? Yeah. 'Cause no, I've never felt this way before. And I can take it whenever you go. I think it's time that I should let you know. But I think you know that when your hands are on my body, every little inch of me goes insane. If I'm being too honest, I ain't sorry. 'Cause lately all these feels are messing with my head. And all I want is you. And all I want is you. And all I want is why don't you realize that I've been waiting all of this time? Yeah. Haven't you seen that? Haven't you noticed all of the signs? 'Cause I've been there when you don't, no one else around. Yeah, 'cause I would hold you down, I would hold you down. Yeah. Haven't you seen that? Haven't you noticed all of the signs? And all I want is you. And all I want is you. And all I want is
Hey, Apple. Did I do something to offend you? I mean, Samuel L. Jackson, Billie Eilish, Tom Holland, Chris Evans?
2, 3.
Ow.
M&M's Mix.
I don't know about you, you know. There's something in his eyes, he's keeping secrets. I don't know about you, you know. There's something in his eyes, he's keeping secrets.
What a way to drop a bombshell, baby. Guess you really didn't think I'd find TurboTax Free Edition is free. See details at TurboTax.com.
Look what you did to me. I lost my soul. The storm got a hold of me. It won't let go. And I've been putting out fires while you left me here to burn. Somehow the insanity became my home. Something's calling, I can hear the sound. The sky is falling, watch it hit the ground. Won't fade into blackness, won't fall apart. You live for the sadness and broken hearts. You got a thirst for pain and you're coming back for more. Found peace in the madness, I'm on my own. Something's calling, I can hear the sound. The sky is falling, watch it hit the ground. Something's calling, I can hear the sound. The sky is falling, watch it hit the ground. I've been hiding, yeah, I got no defenses from the violence. I hear you in my head, you're a poison I'll be taking till I'm dead. I've fallen, I don't need you to save me, but I've lost control, call me crazy, but I can't let go. Loving you is dangerous, lead with fire and blood, and it's eating me up. Loving you is dangerous, I bleed when I cut, and loving you is dangerous. I've been dreaming, been playing make-believe. Really, I'm bleeding a new reality. The rain is falling, no one's gonna come for me. I've fallen, I don't need you to save me, but I've lost control, call me crazy, but I can't let go.
Working. place is clean AF.
Excuse me?
What I meant was clean and fresh.
Yep, because Pine Sol disinfects 99.9% of germs.
Can I offer you
Some soap for that mouth? Pine Sol, it's that kind of clean.
card that plugs in like a vacuum. You have Credit Karma, the money app where your hard work can pay off with a new credit card, a new home, or even a new car. Ooh, is that new car smell I smell? Create your own karma with Credit Karma.
Late at night, it's been forever since the summertime. These streets are looking like a paradise. Paralyzed, oh. Open wide, running with your eyes closed, floating in the free fall. Go all night, drinking in the skyline, breathing in the daylight. I could never leave this city alone. Wasted on a
Hello, xin chào, xin chào. Mình đang tắt màn hình tí tại mình đang mở share chat ở công ty. We find each other in a lonely place. We paint the color on an empty page. Renegade, oh. Open wide, running with your eyes closed, floating in the free fall. Go all night, drinking in the skyline, breathing in the daylight. I could never leave this city alone. Wasted on a dream until we die young. I could never leave this city alone. Wasted on a dream until we die young. Until we die young. Until we die young. Until we die young.
Hey, Apple. Did I do something to offend you? I mean, Samuel L. Jackson, Billie Eilish, Tom Holland, Chris Evans? What about John Hamm?
You know what the happiest animal on earth is?
Seriously, I could have done Lasso.
Goldfish. Be a goldfish, Sam.
What kind of advice is that?
Hanks, listen, I just saw Finch, so good. And I saw that you did another one there for Apple, Greyhound, too. That's fun.
Seriously? Denzel, Francis McDormand, Momoa, Snoopy. Snoopy.
You turned it down?
Jen and Reese. No John.
Feels like a missed opportunity. Maybe on the next one, you and me can get to...
If you are satisfied with your message,
No,
press 1
not
to listen to your
satisfied. Two Mahershalas? Kind of feels like cheating. Could have cloned me.
Literally everyone. Octavia Spencer, Will Ferrell, Paul Rudd.
Jon Stewart.
search is over. Check out this month's offers on new models. Visit us today during the Start Something New sales event going on now.
Feel the thunder, shake the open ground. Won't give in, I'm fighting for the crown. Heavy clouds are way above my head, like all of my regrets and things I never said. Now, got a feeling, shiver in my bones. Something's coming, but nobody knows. Angels rage, they come down from the sky to face these broken wings and show me how to fly. I burn the sky. I see the fire in your eyes. And I feel like I could spread my wings and fly. Take it in and breathe the light. Lead me when I lose my sight. Finally we're seeing paradise. There's no need to roll the dice. You're the devil's sacrifice, breaking down the door to steal the throne. Spread my wings and fly. I burn the sky. I see the fire in your eyes. And I feel like I could spread my wings and fly. Take it in and galvanize, spread the blaze and purify. Finally we're seeing paradise. Now there's no more time to hide. Face to face we coincide, breaking down the doors to seal the throne. Spread my wings and fly.
I think this can be a better. So, for self-documenting, okay. Compile SWC. It is in watch mode. So in watch mode, earlier compile SWC returns a zipped values of 2 streams, right? So, right, you can imagine I have I have an SWC stream, right, and I have a TSC stream, and the return value is a zip of those two. So I have a zip of SWC and TSC, right? So right here, let's assume that SWC emit. I want to just put it there, SWC, right, and then SWC emit, blah blah blah. it continue going. Right. Same thing with TSC. And maybe TSC emit a little bit slower. So right here, right? Maybe right here, and then way over here is TSC. Right, I'm gonna do this now with the zip, and again with the zip. Right, with the zip, here's what it does is that I want to grab, let's say, when a file change, when a code change, when there is a code change, SWC will run, TSC will run, right? And I want to zip, which means that I want the result of both SWC and TSC of that same change, and then emit out, because I want to make sure both of these process success, right? So it's actually emit right here. Right, zipped, right here, it emit right here, right, and then it's emit right here, right, and then all the way over here it will emit. Now the assumption is that I assume that SWC and TSC have the same emissions, right? What does mean? Let's assume that now I have this, right? But then now in between, while the TSC is running, I add another there's another SWC emit. Now all of a sudden I have more SWC emission than TSC, and the zip doesn't work correctly anymore, right? So there's that. There's that like issue with the zip approach. So it's more like latest, right? Latest, but then with latest they're gonna have like a timestamp and all of that stuff. So, and ultimately we want to kind of remove the dependency of RxJS out of the JS plugin. So this is inside of a JS plugin. So in Narwhal.js, we want to remove the dependencies of RxJS. Right. So what I come up with is using an async generator function. So as you can see this right here, async generator function. Hello. An async generator function with promise for a pull push approach. So RxJS was push, generator is pull. So I need a mechanism to push data out, back out to the consumer. So what I did was, all right, when I get into this compile SWC watch, I would just log, just say hey compiling, right, and then have a couple of function, like a helper function to get that out file. Next, I will set up the SWC watcher. So this is to execute the CLI, the SWC CLI with the watch flag set to true. Right now I have this watcher. Then I set up a function called promisify SWC watcher, which means that when I call this function, I will return a new promise, and inside of this promise, I will listen for data on the watcher, on the standard out, right, and then data on the standard error or signal error. Basically, the stream of error and the stream of the output of the watcher, and then do things with it, right, and then some cleanup. Right, and then when this promise is fulfilled, then I would just stop listening. So basically, on a new promise, on when I call this function, I return a new promise. When this promise resolved, when I call a new promise, setting up on this listener, and then when that promise is resolved, then it just stop listening. Basically, that just clean up and stuff. All right. I set up that watcher, and now I'm saying, hey, if I have type check, right? If I have type check, If I don't have type check, which means I'm skipping type check, then it's just the watcher, right? And then inside of a while true loop here, while true is an infinity loop. However, this is generator function. So when the consumer get inside of this while true loop, it's gonna await for this promise to resolve, right? And then if it's exit or not, if it's not exiting, I just yield back the result, right? Yield back the result, and then go back here and then keep awaiting. So that's the while true loop. So just yield, await, yield, await, yield, await, yield, await. So now that is without type checking. If with type check, I'm gonna say, hey, on initially, like when I first started, just give me the first initial compilation status, and then I grab type check options. I grab the run type check as well. I'll wait for the initial type check as well, right? I got the errors or end warnings, right? If I have errors, then I bring the diagnostic. So basically, bring out the errors in the console, and then I yield the result of false. If I don't have an error, I yield the result of whatever status of the SWC. So this is initial, and this is basically start watching. Right. Same thing, same deal. I'll wait for this watcher. All right. If it exit, then just just return out, stop the generator, stop generating. Basically, this is exit out of the while loop. Next, I will have a delayed of 5 seconds. So this is like a hard coded right now, but it can be parameterized. Is that the logic is that when SWC emits, we will wait for TSC at most 5 seconds, right? So within 5 seconds, if the type checking doesn't emit back anything, then we just emit. So we wait for the type checking for 5 seconds. That's it. Right? If it emits, then we emit both the status of the type check and the status of the compilation. So I'm using promise.raise to raise the delayed and raise the type check. So whatever comes first, right? All right. So if the delayed comes first, I have a type of timeout. If the type check comes first, I will have a type of TSC. And then inside of here, I do a check of if it has error, I will print the diagnostics. And then finally, the raise returned, if it's TSC, right, I will cancel the delayed function, right? And then I will return the combined statuses. If not, I just return the status of the compilation. And then that's pretty much it. So then I yield this result back to the consumers, and everything works. So I'm pretty happy with it. I know this solution might not be the best solution, but it's working. We can optimize them later. So yeah. And I'm on my dark theme today, so right. So I'm gonna keep this solution and talk to my peers, my coworkers tomorrow about this. Hopefully, we have some optimization to do, and then we can cut the release with this code. Right, so pretty good. Okay, love it. Not bad. Right, so what do we do now? Should we just stop the stream? I think I'll just stop the stream. It's 10:30 p.m. I'm gonna just try to spend some time. All right, I'm gonna stop the stream. Thank you for showing up, for hanging out. I know it's a short stream and somewhat boring stream because I don't talk anything. I don't say anything. I didn't say anything in the chat, so I just work. All right, so maybe we can do some ASMR type of stream where I just like put my mic really close to the keyboard, and you can just hear me typing, no talking, right? So we can have that type of stream. We can have stream where I guess I can play some games. I don't have any games on my book, but I don't know. Where I do Lego, I have a lot of Lego stuff on my desk, so I can do some Lego stuff. Yeah, it's just not it's not strictly just programming. Right, so I'll see you guys in the next video. I mean, if it was a little bit earlier, I would do some more open source stuff on my open source. Hey, what's up? Welcome. In particular, if it was a little bit earlier, I would show you guys this NGX Bang, the basically state management that I worked on for Angular, right? So right here, let me just show you real quick. So I have a to-do application right here, right? So, and basically you have a to-do store, right? And then you have a state, and then you call the state function, pass in the initial state, right? And it would be typeset to that to-do state, right there. Actually, I can just remove this type. Be quite honest, this will still be right. All right, to-do state. There we go. Right now for and then I have the concept of derived state. So you have a state like your basically your original state, your main state, and you can have many state. You can have many state object as you like. And then you have a derived concept, which is you derive your state based on some state, right? You have some derived state or computed state from some state. So in here I have a filter to-dos, right? And then this filter to-dos depends on the filter and the to-dos of the state, right? So right, that filter to-dos and then has to-do also depends on the to-dos, the length, has completed to-do and incomplete to-dos count. So these are derived, right? Computer state. They don't belong in the state, but they derived. So think of this like an NGRX selectors, right? So you have all of these in your NGRX store. Then you have selectors like derived, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then I have a snapshot of this. I think I can just remove that, I think. And hopefully this still work. Yeah. All right, so I have a derived, which is return a snapshot of the derived state, right? So you always read from the snapshot, and then you write to the state or the derived. Right, so I have an init function here, and then I have a load initial filter. Load initial filter, it just grabs the current filter of the params on a snapshot, and then I call change filter. Load to do, set the loading state to true, right? You can see that there's like straight mutation. You don't need to return a new state because internally this state is actually returning a proxy. All right, so I can show you this. It's returning a proxy right here, right? And this proxy allows that mutation without returning a new state, and things to get updated inside of a onPush component. Right, so here I just say, hey, when you load to do, just set the loading state to true. Then I have an async connect. Async connect, what does this mean? Async connect is that I want to connect some stream to some property on my state. So basically here I say connect to this state, the to-dos key, right? I want to connect to to-dos key, and then I have this get to-dos. Please, whenever get to-dos Nguyễn Nhật Hoàng, anh có nghĩ là chuyển sang stream code nền tảng khác? Có chứ, như Twitch, lên Twitch chẳng hạn, đúng không? Tuy nhiên mình muốn setup thêm một tí như là overlay đồ cái kiểu thì mình lúc đó mình mới lên Twitch. Nhưng mà để làm cái đó thì hiện tại mình chưa có thời gian. Nhưng mà chắc là sẽ lên Twitch và YouTube. Mình có thể stream một lúc hai nơi. Right. Alright, mình đang giải thích cái async connect này. Thì khi mà get to do này trả về giá trị là observable of to do, right? Cái giá trị này sẽ được dùng để what sort of purpose of your project? Which one? This one? The state management? So this one will be subscribed to and then unsubscribed automatically. And then the values get set to the to-dos. Right, so you don't have subscription that you have to manage. Right, and this async connect is from the NGX Bank async. Right, the bank is just state, but then if you want to work with like RxJS or Promise, basically asynchronous, then you're gonna have to import it from the async. Right, next I will have the change filter effect. So this filter effect, just listening for the change on the filter key. So whenever the filter get changed, I would just call navigate, or I navigate to the correct route. Next, at add to-dos, you can see that I can push new to-dos to my list. A toggle, just straight mutation, right? So basically, instead of working with like a unique ID, sometimes with this approach you might want to work with like an index. So let's assume if you want to work with an ID, let's say you have an ID like to-do ID here, right? You can work with immutable, or you can just work with mutable. So with mutable approach, so I have mutable. Let's just do immutable first. Immutable. You will do this state of to-dos, right? What equals this is state of to-dos dot map. Basically that's right. And then you say if to-do dot id blah blah blah. So this is immutable, and then this is mutable. With mutable, you will find the index, right? To do index. This dot state. I will read from snapshot, right? This dot state dot to do dot find index to do dot id equal to do id. Right now you have the index. You have the index to do move station. NX is awesome. I mean, NX is awesome. That's why I apply to work for NX, right? I mean, but I'm biased. I might be biased because that's my company, not my company, but the company that I work with right now. However, NX is documentation of NX is not great. We're going through a lot of iterations internally. Like we just trying to read the documentations as much as we can, and we in process of updating the documentation so it is a little bit friendlier. Because right now when you go to nx.dev and you start reading through the documentation, it is overwhelming, right? There's no clear getting started. Compared with Learner, it is definitely more complicated than Learner, but it has so much. You can go to monorepos.tool, right? Tools right here, and you can read through the comparisons and stuff like that we do with different monorepo tools. So if you look, you scroll down here, right? Local competition caching. Lerna doesn't support caching. That's first, right? Lerna doesn't support distributed cache. Distributed task execution, so DTE. Lerna doesn't support it. Transparent only Bazel supported at the moment, right? Dependency graph. Lerna doesn't have it, but you can write your own, right? What else? Consistent tooling. Yeah, Lerna. So with Lerna, you have to keep up all the dependencies in that monorepo yourself, right? And Lerna based on, I think, package.json file to for each project. So there's no single version policy. We at NX, we believe in single version policy, which means that you only have one package.json. So a lot of people ask like, let's say I want team A work on project A, want to depend on a different version of package of a third-party library, and then team B on project B wants to depend on a different version. And our suggestion is that don't do that. You want to keep, like, as soon as you are inside of the monorepo, you are expected to be agreed upon one version of third-party library. So either project A Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It is painful. That's why there are so many tools in the ecosystem to help with that, to help with people. Like Lage. Lage is Microsoft. Bazel is Google. Turbo Repo is Vercel. I mean, if you are familiar with Lerna, I would suggest you to take a look at Turbo Repo. Right? Of course, I would also suggest you to look at NX. And if you have any questions, you can ask me when I'm on stream, or reach out to me on Twitter. Here's my Twitter right here. Narc1410. Right. But as far as simplicity, I think Turbo Repo is simple and new and backed by Vercel. So it is a good project. I don't really know about Lage. We are still waiting for like a representative from Rush, which is a Microsoft thing, right? So Microsoft has Rush and also Lage as a monorepo tool. Yeah, you can ping me on Facebook as well. Feel free to go ahead. So yeah, this is the site if you want to learn, like read. Of course, if you find something that is wrong, feel free to contribute. No. Turbo Repo is backed by Vercel. This is backed by Vercel. Not NX. NX is its own company, Novel. So we are on our own. We're on our own. But yeah, Turbo Repo is backed by Vercel. Jared Palmer, the creator of Turbo Repo, got hired, or basically got bought by Vercel, and to work on Turbo Repo. So there's that. Yeah, this one. So give it a look. Give it a look. So we were on this this state management thing, right? And so now I'm working with index, so I can just mutate that index. Same thing here. Delete. I can just splice, mutation, change filter, just straight assign. and then complete to do. So here is what, all right, this is what I'm using. Immutable, right? I return a new array here for filter. Right, so you can mix and match, and then in the component, you inject the store called init. I called init and pass the state to the stateful directive. The reason why is that this stateful directive will set up the invalidate function. So basically, what happened to invalidate the view when the state changed, and it is actually using the change detector ref, and that's it. Right, so when the state change, we will update the snapshot. That's pretty much it. And inside is run invalidate as well. Right, so here, and then I return you a snapshot for you to use on the template. So here, just straight using loading, filter to dos. So see ya. Thank you for the questions. So there's no like async pipe or anything like that on the template. But then you have this directive, so it's just pretty much the same thing. But yeah, it's just this project is basically just for fun. But I'm gonna try using this state management for Angular 3, which is my Angular integration with Three.js library, and it has a lot of state inside of Angular 3. So I'm gonna try using this for Angular 3, which I can stream. So, all right, I think we're gonna stop here. It's been a good stream because I fixed a bug. Or actually, I make some progress on my task. So, all right, I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you guys for showing up, for hanging out. If you have any questions, shoot me on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you can find me. All right, so see ya.